Hello everyone, it's Mafalda and welcome back to another video. So today I come to you from the floor of my room because I'm here to do a video that I talked about in my last bookshelf tour that is already up on my channel. If you want to watch it, I'll put it up in the cards. But I mentioned that I thought of putting my TBR cart, which is right here behind me. I thought of including all of these books in my bookshelf tour because obviously they're a part of my bookshelves, I guess. But if I wanted to show all of these books in my bookshelf tour, I really had to reorganize my whole TBR cart because it's very messy. I don't know if I can fit it into frame completely, which is good because like you can't really see, but on top of these books there are like multiple books stacked, which I'll show you in a second. But basically I've had this TBR cart for a year now, I think. I have a video also up on my channel where I build my TBR cart and I put all the books there, and yeah, since then I've basically haven't really reorganized it much. I just like started like stacking books where I could fit them basically. And I also really want to reorganize my TBR cart because I feel like I'm always gravitating and grabbing the books and reading the books that are on top because I see them the most and they're like easier to grab. So I tend to gravitate towards all of these books and the ones on top. And then like these two parts of the TBR cart, the bottom half, basically I don't really grab a lot of books from there. And so yeah, I want to take all of the books out of here and just like reorganize them and find a way so that I'm not always picking up the books that are on top, which are basically mostly YA books. When I originally organized this, I put it in genres, and I think I still want to keep that organization method. I thought of doing like a rainbow thing, but what this allows me to see is basically that I'm always picking up the same genres. Like for example, I have my historical fiction down here, and I feel like I haven't picked like one book from this bottom layer in like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 months, and I'm always picking up the YA books. So yeah, I still want to keep the genres, but maybe like change things around. So that's what we're gonna do, and then at the end I'm also going to show you the final result, obviously, and show you all of the books that I have on my TBR card so you know what books I'm going to read. So yeah, let's get started. First I'm gonna take this awful job that I tried to do at putting like fairy lights on my TBR cards. It all fell apart and now they're just like hanging here, and I'm gonna take them out and then I'm gonna start laying out the books on the floor and organizing them. So let's do it. So I have taken all the books out. The TBR cart is empty, completely empty, which I haven't seen since I got it basically, and I have all the books out with me. And first of all, I got rid of like 1 or 2 that I just wasn't interested in anymore, so there's no point in keeping them. And then I decided to like separate them in kind of like genres and categories kind of similar to each other. So I decided to put all of my YA books together and not separate them in any genre, just put like all of YA together. And then I also decided to put all of my Portuguese books together, and I think I'm gonna put those on top because they're bigger, and unfortunately my TBR cart isn't adjustable, like the height isn't adjustable, so this is all the space that I get to keep the books. And the Portuguese books, I can show you. but they're really hard. Well, they fit fine like this when it's empty, but if I put like more books, then it's really hard to take them out because there's not a lot of space to take them out from. It's really hard to explain like this, but I know what I'm talking about. It's just like really hard because of their height. So I think I'm gonna stack all of the Portuguese books on top. And I was thinking of putting all of my YA books right here, and also on top I was thinking of putting my historical fiction, because like I was telling you, I haven't been picking up a lot of historical fiction and I still have a lot of them to read, so I think I'm gonna put them next to the Portuguese books, which I don't think will fit this entire thing. I don't know, we'll see. And yeah, my YA books on the second shelf, and on the third just the rest, which is nonfiction and general fiction, I think. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try things out and see how I like it, but I think that's like the general gist of it, and then we'll go through the whole thing together. So yeah, let's start putting them on my TBR cart. I'm nervous. Okay, so after a good 10 minutes of looking at it and making sure that I'm happy with the result, I think I'm really happy and really excited about the organization that I now have. You can't really see everything, but I'll give you a little... Hello? I'll give you a little overview of the result. But basically I ended up organizing it like I was already planning to organize it. Basically I put my Portuguese books right here, then starts my historical fiction, and unfortunately I had to start stacking books behind, so you can't really see, but behind these books you have more historical fiction and also my nonfiction, which aren't that many books. I think I have like 5 nonfiction. I'll go through everything in a second, don't worry. And then right here I have all of my YA books, and I also have 4 other books which are like stacked right here behind it. So, oh my god, they fell. But yeah, I have all of my YA books in one place, which I like, and I like that it's not on top so I don't keep reaching for them. And then down here, you can't really see from this shot, but I have my general fiction and adult books and also my classics at the end. So yeah, that's basically the organization that I came up with. I really like it. I don't like that I have like, I don't know, maybe like 10 15 books that you can't really see when you glance at it because they're behind other books. I don't like that, and that's something that I need to work on. I just need to pick up more books from my physical TBR, and that's the plan for this year, definitely. But other than that, I really like the organization that I came up with, and now I'm going to show you all the books and tell you every single book that I have on my physical TBR and on my TBR cards. So let's go! So like I was telling you, here I have all of my Portuguese books. Also, I didn't mention, but all of my stickers that I have on my TBR card are from Redbubble. If you want to find them, you can find them there. But basically I have here all my Portuguese books. So I have Aquaria by M.G. Ferreira, A Mulher que Correu Atrás do Vento by João Tordo, Para Onde Vão os Guarda-Chuvas by Afonso Cruz, Flores, also by Afonso Cruz, Os da Minha Rua by Onde Aqui, O Ensaio sobre a Lucidez by José Saramago, O Evangelho segundo Jesus Cristo, by José Saramago. O Homem Duplicado, by José Saramago. A Cidade e as Serras, by Essa de Queiroz. And then starts my historical fiction, so I have The Familiars by Stacey Halls, Reputation by Lex Croucher, The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker, if I'm not mistaken, I can't really see, The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. Then I have books stacked behind, so I'm gonna take all of them out and show you. I have Annalise, a novel of Anne Frank by David Gillam, Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Resnay, Amsterdam by Ian McEwan, About a Boy by Nick Hornby, The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. Then I have my non-fiction books. I have Pequeno Manual Antirracista by Jamila Ribeiro, Feminist Theory by Bell Hooks, Educated by Tara Westover, The Yellow House by Martin Gayford, The Greek Myths by Robin Waterfield, and The 2000s Made Me Gay by Grace Perry. Then here on the second shelf, I have Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Yemidi. I have American Bithya by Anuradha D. Rajurkar. I have Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, A List of Cages by Robin Rowe, Wild Beauty by Anne-Marie McLemore, Jackpot by Nick Smith, A Heart and a Body in the World, The Last of August by Brittany Cavallero, Black Enough by E.B. Zaboy, Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson, Watch Us Rise, also by Renee Watson, A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, and A Conjuring of Light by V. Schwab. And then I have 4 other books behind the stack. I have Blackout by a bunch of different authors like Angie Thomas and Nick Stone. I have The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Dare, The Boy from the Mish by Gary Lonesborough, and The Beauty of Your Face by Sahar Mustafa. And now onto the last shelf, I have Pug Actually by Matt Dunn, Butter Honey Pig Bread by Francesca Equiazzi, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klein, Mr. Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo, N.W. by Zadie Smith, Milkman by Anna Burns, Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Jodorowsky, Love and Color by Bolu Babalola, Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Love by Toni Morrison, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. And then I have my classics and just like other books that I can't really place anywhere else. I have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, I have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, I have Persuasion by Jane Austen, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and Tangleweed and Brine by Deirdre Sullivan. And those are all the books that I have on my last shelf. So that concludes my reorganization of my TBR cards, and these are all of the books that I have to read. I didn't really count them, but I'm gonna count them right now just for funsies, just to see how many books I have to read physically. So the grand total of physical books that I have to read is 58 books, which is a lot, and it really reminds me that I don't need to buy books when I feel like it. I just don't need them. I have so many books to read and so many amazing books that I'm just like super interested in reading, so there's really no point in me buying more books. I need to remind myself when my birthday comes around next month and I want to get books, because why not? So yeah, 58 books that I have on my physical TBR, went through all of them, reorganized them. I really like how it turned out, and now I can put my TBR cards back in its place. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!